All right. So we're going to talk about the first thing that we're going to see with rational numbers, and that is fractions. Because remember, a rational number by definition is any number that can be represented or expressed as a fraction. So a fraction, this was also a tough time for people, usually in school. They all of a sudden had division written differently. And that's honestly all a fraction is. It is a division problem written differently. Well, let's break down what a fraction is and its two components. Well, really, there's three, but I like to think of there just being two parts. So, with a fraction, we have a numerator and a denominator. So, there's a top and a bottom. The top is called a numerator, the bottom is called a denominator. So, uh, and what does that even mean? Well, numerator sounds like a number, and it comes from a word meaning number. So it represents the number that you have. Denominator comes from a word meaning name of a certain name of a type of a kind, and that's what it means. It's of a name. So when you see the word numerator and denominator, or where you see a fraction, which is a numerator over a denominator, what do you really have? Well, you have a number of a certain type, a number of a certain name. For instance, if you were to have, say, one third, what would one third actually be? It would be one of the thirds. If you were to have, if you saw the last video that we had on with rationals, when you had two pieces, remember we split this napkin into two, uh, then this is one of the two, so it's one of the halves. Uh, if we had, say, seven pieces and you took two of them, that would be two of the sevenths. So that's what a fraction is, and that actually helps make things a little simpler when we come to adding and subtracting fractions. Because a lot of times people always wonder, why do I have to find this thing called a common denominator? Because they don't have the same name. If I take one third and I take one half, those aren't the same type of things. If I take one orange and one apple, those aren't the same kind of thing unless I called it something different. For example, if I call them fruits, all of a sudden I have one orange, one apple, I have two fruits. I wouldn't say I have two oranges or two apples. I can say I have two fruits though, because now they have a common name. You have a common denomination. Well, with the fractions when we're adding subtracting, that's exactly what we want. We want them to have a common denomination or common denominator so that we can actually add them together, subtract them. In other words, just combine them. So that is the purpose of what we're going to be doing with fractions. Um, and that is why it's important to know what they are. So that was a general overview of fractions, and I will see you soon.